Hello everyone, welcome back to Baruch Nation. Welcome back to Let's Go for a Drive. This one is the 16th of March, and there is quite a bit of closures going on because of what's happening in the world. And I'm just curious to see how empty the streets are going to be on this little journey. So far, so good. Just a little bit. Okay. So it's still relatively early. A lot of people, they're either at work or they're not going to work. Well, we will see. So far, normally it's not that busy around this time, but it does look like there is a little bit less traffic than usual. And I know they've announced this morning that they're delaying the time that malls are opening. So Square One and the likes, they're all opening, I believe, 2 hours later than usual, and they're all closing, I believe, 2 hours earlier than usual. So what can you do, right? Whoop. Let's just turn that off. Because, you know, copyright and all that jazz. Like, YouTube has so many rules and restrictions. And it's like, oh man. It's like, you're not, it's simple. The way I look at it is like this. If you're playing somebody else's music on your channel, then that should be, like, it should automatically, like, YouTube should have like a Shazam feature where it automatically displays in the corner of your video, if you like it or not, too bad for you, the artist, the track information, right? I don't know if it's possible. They can, like, they show you the artist, the track information, and then in your, like, your information under your video, right? It brings up like a link to that artist, so that, you know, they get their automatic, basically, ad, right? Instead of penalizing people, be like, well, because you're using somebody else's music, now you're not going to get paid for your video. Because in 99% of the time, they're not using the music to make money. It's just background, right? Or like if you go to a mechanic shop or your friend's house, or you have a TV on, it's just background. It's not the focus of your video. But, you know, they do what they do. They're a multi-billion-dollar company, so let's be honest, they hold all the cards, right? So, and they'll do what is best for them first and foremost, right? That is business, right? So they don't want to get sued, and if they're gonna get in trouble, they're gonna make sure that you're not getting anything out of it either. So what can you do, right? I just think it should be, like, I like driving, listening to music. I wouldn't have the music up loud because then you wouldn't be able to hear me, right? Unless there's a certain song or something I wanted you to hear, right? But, like, for background, just in the background, right? What's the problem? It's just music, right? I'm not taking anything away from the artist, because if I wasn't filming the video, I'd be playing the music and they're not getting paid for it either way. Anyway. So there's a bit of, this area usually has a lot of traffic, and there is, right? Because people were told, you know, if you don't have to go anywhere, stay home. But let's be honest, like what I'm doing, people are going to go about their days, right? Most people can't afford to stay home. They have to go to work, right? So I started a new shift, so I don't start till later in the day. But I need to cut my hair because I'm going to be working inside more. And when I'm with my current state of my hair, I sweat a lot, and that's not a good look. So I want to get rid of it so that my head will be cooler while I'm inside. If I'm outside, I just wear a toque, so it's no big deal. Right? So you get the you know, help the body climatize inside better, or more efficiently, I should say. That's the goal. And I happen to know that my barber usually isn't that busy during the day, so I'm hoping it'll be an in and out kind of situation, right? Right? I'm hoping it'll just be a quick, or well, you know, you're at least half an hour in the chair, but like a quick, you know, I get in, he sees me right away, then I get out, and I can go about my day, right? I gotta clean out the old Lincoln here, give it a little wipe down, clean out the back. I have some clothes and stuff from work. Gotta clean it up, so I would like to have time to do that before I have to go to work. All right, so I do have time right now. Hopefully it'll be an in and out, bing bing, because he's supposed to open at 10 a.m. It's now 10:50, so you know, 50 minutes. He should be open. If he had somebody, you know, this an appointment, or someone who went in first thing in the morning, someone who beat me, should be done with them by now. So hopefully there won't be too many others waiting, because I know there's supposed to be at least three barbers, and I know usually it's just the owner who shows up for first thing in the morning. The other guys saunter in whenever they feel like it. I don't get it. I guess they have they have other things to do, I guess. Like, there is no other explanation. So and on top of that, I don't even know if they're open. I think they are. Okay, once again, we'll find out. We'll find out together. Because if he's not open, then, well, we went for a drive. At least there's that. There's always construction down in this area. It's crazy. It makes me wonder, like, why do certain areas, they're just always under construction? Like, they can't finish what they start. It's like, build it, and then, well, great, looks like the road's blocked. Well, down here there was a complex. There was a business, a strip. I don't even know what to call it. There was a business strip, or like there was businesses, and it blew up. There was a restaurant that was on the bottom floor. There was some sort of gas leak that could have been fraud. Who knows? But there was some sort of leak, and it blew up. And it blew up I think it was like 90% of the complex, and that was a couple years ago. So now they're starting to rebuild it. So I'm guessing that's what this construction is, right? I guess they have to check the lines and rebuild everything. So it is what it is, right? Let's see if I can angle you over. It's right here on the right. Oh wow, they've rebuilt pretty much all of it. So right here, past the construction, see this complex right there? This complex, that's the one that was no more. So it looks like they've pretty much rebuilt it. This guy has his indicator on, and he's driving. He's an old man, so he probably doesn't even know it's on. So there is still a bunch of cars on the road. So the scare or the warnings have not been warranted, or people aren't listening, I should say. Right? This plaza is surprisingly busy, and I don't know why. I can't tell if the Barber's open. Well, we'll find out. Thank you for riding with me. We'll come back in the next video. Okay, we're back from the Barber. It took roughly an hour and 15 minutes. I had 2 people ahead of me. My session was roughly 25 minutes. And we are back on, or should I say, we're now ready to go. I hate these old school plazas. One way in, one way out. You see how skinny the parking lot is? They try to ram as many cars as they can into such a tiny spot. And it's quite ridiculous, actually. But it's an old area. It's an old setup. So what can you do, right? You just hope nobody hits your vehicle, and that's about it. That's perfect. It's now 12:20. And now I have time to clean my vehicle. If I needed to do any shopping, grocery-wise, depending on what's left in the stores, I have time. There's no need to be in a super rush, which is absolutely perfect. According to plan, I don't think I'm gonna wash the Lincoln today. We're just gonna do some cleaning on the inside, do a little bit of sanitizing. I've never taken it to get detailed yet, or should I say I have not taken it to get detailed in the 1 year, almost 1 year that I've owned it, right? I just do the cleaning myself, but I've never taken a vehicle to get detailed. I'd love to do that. I still have to go for my first oil change. Probably make that happen maybe tomorrow, if not on Thursday, because I won't have time on Wednesday. We'll see. Right? I'm I'm actually worried to take it to the dealer to get the oil change done, even though I've only owned the vehicle for 1 year. So, you know, I want to take it back to the dealer, but I'm just worried about how much they're going to charge me, right? In theory, it should be free, but we all know how that goes. We all know how that goes. So, what's this person doing? Why aren't you turning? You got some construction. Once again, like usual, construction's going on. Been going on for over a year. It's going to keep going for another year. It's like, geez. They actually have the signs up stating, will be, you know, it was 99. They're like, will be finished in 2021. It's like, what? Anyway, it takes time. It takes time. There's a Tesla on the left there. I really like this Model 3. Right? I watched a video today. Throttle House, fellow Canadians. They are in Ontario. Maybe one day I can get to meet them. Right? But I'm not really a car YouTuber, so, but I still wouldn't mind, you know. But they did a video on the Tesla Model Y performance, right? I can't remember he's like the British guy, his name. He's the one that was in California or wherever to actually drive the vehicle. And I like it. I really want electric vehicle. I really, really want one. And the Tesla has always been, well, actually Tesla's the first electric vehicle that I personally was ever interested in, right? I heard about the Teslas before I heard about the Nissan Leaf, right? And I didn't know what a Prius was, right? Those don't interest me anyway. But on another note, we are now at square one. Just doing a quick little drive around. I'm super curious as to how busy it's gonna be. It's been open now for 1 hour and 24 minutes. Right? This is my previous route for work, I used to frequent here every single day. But now, with my new area, oh look, there's a Lambo straight in front, orange Lambo. Very nice. It's an Evo Huracan. The parking lot is looking quite sparse. I'm not gonna drive all the way around. We'll save that for another day. Might be tomorrow. Who knows? Look at these people. Doesn't even watch where he's driving. Right? The way I was taught is you need to not drive for yourself. You need to drive for others, because of fools like that who don't watch what they're doing, right? Like, he would have hit me, or I would have hit him, and he would have, well, if you look at his vehicle, you can see all the scrapes and the scratches, so he's used to hitting stuff. How do they get their license? I have no idea. It just drives me up the wall. Okay, we'll go towards the theater. I just don't get it. I don't know how they get their license. If you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, then you shouldn't be driving. Anyway. Where was I? Before we got distracted by the Huracan and the bad driver. So right in front of me, over to the left, is the movie theater that I frequent quite often. Actually, on that, I just, yesterday, oh, it's another Tesla. Model 3. Yesterday, I braved the storm of fear, and I went and watched Vin Diesel's Bloodshot movie. And I enjoyed it. I expected it to be a old school kind of like a just an action movie based on a comic. So with some exaggerated elements, but just the old school kind of action feel. That's what I was expecting to see, and that's exactly what I did see, actually. The action sequences are really, really cool. The story, surprisingly, there's a good twist in there, and it does leave, well, me personally, I want to see where the story goes. I definitely want to see a sequel, right? So for me, entertainment, action movie, thumbs up. It did its job, right? I do wish that Vin Diesel, he put on some muscle. He's never been small, but he's you know, he was a little more jacked, like the old school Vin Diesel. That was good, but I wish that he, even if he didn't, I wish he looked a little, like, I don't know the character from the comics, but I do know what the character's supposed to look like, and there's a few scenes where he does look very similar to the character, but there's no point where he actually does look like the character. Now, the character does have hair. Vin Diesel's bald, and they decided not to give him hair or give him the hairstyle of the character. Whatever, I can look over that, right? His eyes did turn red. He did have the red on his chest. At one point in the movie, he is white, because the character's skin is not white like a Caucasian. He's actually white, like snow, right? He's actually white, right? With red eyes and a red, I don't know if it's a suit he's wearing, but he has a red, like the Japan flag, right? Red circle like the Japan flag on his chest, with red eyes, black hair, and his skin is white, like a ghost, you know, like the lines on a roadway. You know what I mean? Like snow. He's white, right? His skin color. And believe that's his actual skin color. It's not a suit. But they could have given him a suit in the movie. But once again, they leave it open so there can be a sequel, right? But they've also ended it in such a way that if another sequel doesn't come, we did get a resolution of sorts, right? So they did, you know, they played it kind of safe, but I enjoyed the movie. I did. I enjoyed the elements that they did portray. Now, like I said, I don't know his powers, so I don't know if they, like, he had super strength, he had super healing, he was a mercenary, or a former soldier, should I say? He's a former soldier, so he has the gun training and the tactics and stuff like that. I don't know what other abilities or powers the character has in the books. Like, I don't know if they missed anything, but he had the super strength, and he had the I would say faster than Deadpool and Wolverine healing, because he actually has the nanites, right? He has little robots, little tiny, these tiny little robots in his body that act as his, well, blood cells, right? Like his platelets, his white, red, everything, like his white and red, like platelets, like they are his blood, right? So any damages, they repair at an increased rate, right? So that was cool, and the visuals of it they're very well done, right? So I did enjoy that comic book visuals, right? I'm a comic book fan, so I'm gonna watch every comic book movie that comes out. I enjoy them, right? People are like, well, they're not realistic. I'm like, well, that's kind of the point, right? If you want to watch something realistic, watch a documentary. Like, you don't have to, not every movie has to be based on reality, right? That's the whole point of movies, are escape. Anyway, so yeah, I would say it's unfortunate that the movie's not going to do well because of what's going on in the world right now, but I would say it's worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch. If, two factors: if you're a comic book fan, you have to watch it. If you're an action movie fan, you have to watch it. Otherwise, it's not, you know, it's not going to win an Oscar, right? It's not going to win anything for acting, right? The visual effects are amazing. It'd be nice if they got more for that. The stunt people, a lot of the, like, the CG and stuff, it looks real. So, you know, what more do you need, right? But yeah, I enjoyed Deadshot. I think it was well done. And I thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a great day.